Hi everyone, it's Marla from hcgresults.org. I'm going to talk to you today about moving into phase 3. So this is a new thing for me. Usually I have my son David on the camera and can't see myself and I can just talk to you, and today we're in my bedroom out of my kitchen. So you're getting ready to end phase 2. You've had anywhere from 23 to 40 days of the low calorie part of the protocol. You've gotten used to what you can and can't eat, and you're pretty comfortable with that. And so now it's getting a little scary because there's going to be a lot more variety of food that you can start eating, and you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to gain back the weight that you just worked so hard to lose. So first step is on the last day, maybe it's day 40, maybe it's day 33, whatever it is for you. I recommend a full 40-day round, so we're going to take it from there. So let's say on day 40, you wake up, you take your drops, and then you step on the scale. And that is called your last dose weight. That's the weight that you need to stay within your 2-pound range. Don't go above 2 pounds. Don't go above 2 pounds. Don't go below 2 pounds from that weight. Continue to take your drops that day 3 times a day. Next day, day 41, 42, and 43, stop the drops and continue to eat the 500-calorie, low-calorie part of the diet. In those 3 days, you're probably going to lose some weight. You might go under your 2 pounds from your last dose weight. That's okay on those days. Don't worry about it. Just let your weight go, and just think about the food that you're going to be able to introduce soon. Then on day 44, so you've had your 3 clearing days. Day 44 is when you start phase 3. So if you're going to need to do more rounds, that's your first day of phase 3 of when you start counting. You want to start focusing on proteins, good fats, vegetables. You can mix your vegetables now. Fruits, you can eat different fruits now. And you're on the verge of protein deficiency. On a 40-day round, you've eaten some pretty low amounts of protein. Dr. Simeon says you're on the verge of protein deficiency. So here's what he says. If you go back, read later. I'm just going to read through it real quick and read his manuscript. Please, please. It's super important. If you haven't read that and you're on this protocol, you're probably not doing things right. That is the Bible of the HCG diet. So Dr. Simeon says, concluding a course, it takes about 3 weeks before the weight reached at the end of the treatment becomes stable, meaning it does not have violent fluctuations or an occasional excess. During this period, patients must realize that the so-called carbohydrates, that is sugar, rice, bread, potatoes, pastries, etc., are by far the most dangerous. If no carbs whatsoever are eaten, fats can be indulged in somewhat more liberally, and even small quantities of alcohol, such as a glass of wine with meals, does no harm. But as soon as fats and starches are combined, things are very liable to get out of hand. This has to be observed very carefully during the first 3 weeks of this phase 3, otherwise disappointments are almost sure to occur. So phase 3 is almost more important than phase 2. That is your stabilization part, and that's going to determine how your body reacts for the weeks to come. So work at it hard, don't cheat. And as long as you stay within 2 pounds, you're great. If you don't, let's see, so Dr. Simeon says, check your weight every single day. Commit to, if you have worked so hard to lose this weight, commit to stepping on that scale every single day for the rest of your life. I don't want to get back to the weight I was. I'm not going to, and that scale is my best friend. That's how I'm going to do it. So he also says that it is of utmost importance that on the day you step on the scale and your weight is over your 2-pound limit, you must do a correction day. He says a steak and an apple or a raw tomato is what you do. So nothing to eat all day. Drink as much as you want, water, coffee, tea. In the evening, have a large steak and an apple or a raw tomato. And the next day, you should be down a couple of pounds. I've done plenty of these. They work. They're great. You'd think you'd be starving all day, but you're not. Really, hopefully, the goal is that most of you don't have to do these. I didn't, after round 1 and 2, have to do a lot of them. But as my body lost more weight, I had to do more. So let's see. Dr. Simeon says relapses occur in about 60 to 70% of the cases. And that's basically because people aren't paying attention. So phase 3, focus on no sugars, no starches. Fruits, vegetables, proteins, that's what your goal is. My husband's compiled a list of green light, yellow light, and red light foods. If you want that, email me and I'll send that to you. Some people may need to limit their fruits because of the sugar intake. Just watch your scale. And Biz has a great correction book over at the hcgshop.com. I'll see if on the YouTube page I can write some of these links in. It's an ebook called Alternative Correction Days, well worth the money, because sometimes you get a little tired of a steak day. That's what happened to me. So I've enjoyed trying and experimenting with these other ones. Calorie counting. If you're just listening to your body and stopping when you're full but not overstuffing yourself, you really shouldn't have to count calories. If you start seeing a lot of weight fluctuations, count the calories. Fit Day, sparkpeople.com, great programs to do that on. Use those, and then if you're still in your calorie count range, then email me and let's talk about it. Let's work it out. So I'll also see if I can get some calorie counters and BMI links on this YouTube clip also. So after your 3 weeks of no sugars and no starches, you move into phase 4. And that is slowly adding in sugars and starches if you desire. You don't ever have to even go to phase 4, but that's a time frame that you can. And so let's say you've lost weight on phase 2, but you still have more weight to lose. Okay, here's what Dr. Simeon says. Between the first and second round, you need 6 weeks. So that's 3 weeks of phase 3, 3 weeks of phase 4. Between the second and third round, 8 weeks. Again, just do 3 and 3 weeks, but you're going to have 2 extra weeks. You do what you want with those. Between the third and fourth round, you have 12 weeks in between. Fourth and fifth round, 20 weeks. Fifth and sixth round, 6 months. That's where I'm at. So I won't be doing my next round until the earliest November 1st. And in that way, if you do that length, Dr. Simeon says it's possible to bring about a weight reduction of over 100 pounds without the least hardship on the patient. Now, I've seen that because some people say with the homeopathic drops, you can go 3 weeks in between rounds. I've done it both ways. Listen to Dr. Simeon's done 3 weeks. As much as I would like to make money and sell you more bottles of drops, that's not what it's about. My desire is to see you lose the weight and keep it off. So I recommend what Dr. Simeon says of that length of time in between rounds. Because to me, it's all about helping you. I am not out to get your money. I am out to share with you what's worked for me and see you lose the weight too. All right, email me if you have any questions, and happy losing, happy stabilizing, enjoy some new foods, go to my blog, see some pictures, and just enjoy your journey.